do we in our personal lives go about deciding, you know, trying to do this Paramahamsa Dharma, trying to make everything for the service of Krishna, but still on one hand rejecting the unfavorable, accepting the favorable? Because the Paramahamsa Dharma is everything is favorable, but for us we have to make some distinction.
Well, I mean, some ABC things on ABC examples is your diet. So we accept things which we can offer to Krishna, and then we take prasadam. But in our diet, we are rejecting the things which are unofferable to Krishna, which means all those things, the meat, fish, eggs, and some other things also too. So the rejection of the unfavorable covers a lot of things, in a way, beginning with our eating, because as you may have heard Gurudev say about prasadam, that if we can honor prasadam and approach prasadam properly, then if we can honor prasadam, then practically we have conquered the whole, which is pretty good. Practically our solution is in prasadam. So if we start with where our solution lies, that we don't eat with the enjoying tendency, we're not living with the enjoying tendency, we're living with the prasad of the Lord, giving honor, then in this context, then we can see, yes, a little bit clear what is unfavorable and what is favorable. But also throughout our daily lives, we have the list of things which are unfavorable. And you can say headed by bad association. So a Paramahamsa, he can give association to everybody, but we are something weak. Oh, look, Charu from South India. Sorry to interrupt the answer, but we have a surprise and welcome guest, and Charu Devirasi, and no doubt Jai Kumar Prabhu is nearby. Ah, Jai Kumar Prabhu, South India, looking nice. Your microphone is muted, but looking very warm. I'm wearing a sweater and a t-shirt and this and this. We're a little chilly on this side of the world. And Jai Kumar Prabhu, we're always remembering you, especially when devotees try to make South Indian prasadam. So yourself and Charu, you are the world leaders. We can't hear you. Your microphone is muted.
We are missing your association, Maharaj, this time.
We're together now. Come and be with us each Thursday, yes. Each Thursday and Sunday, our Thursday and Sunday.
Yeah, this time is convenient. Previously, it was a little bit too early for Indian time.
Yeah. Yes, but now is right. Now is convenient. Okay, very good. So anyway, let's touch base a little more later. We're together with the devotees and we're addressing the point of, where did they go? They disappeared. Oh, no, you're there. Oh, you just moved. You're dancing on my screen. Okay, so we're just touching on the point about the rejection of the unfavorable and how it is that we should see everything and utilize everything in Krishna's service. And indeed, Srila Saraswati Thakur is teaching how to utilize everything in Krishna's service, but he's also teaching us that in order to do that, we want to accept the favorable and reject the unfavorable. We were just mentioning about association. We know the power of good association. And unfortunately, for many, we know directly the power of bad association. So we have to accept the fact that we are not Paramahamsas. And if we were, we would walk into the bad association department and make them into devotees, as did Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu is, of course, our extreme example of the Paramahamsa, because he's Balaram himself, or Balaram is Nityananda himself, so we can get some understanding there. But otherwise, we have the guidelines of how to proceed. And we'll try to follow that, knowing where we are in this world. And the Paramahamsas too, they are cautious about their existence, especially in this plane. And we are told that Goswami Maharaj mentioned about how Srila Prabhupada told, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada told, that always we have to be fearful. He said, I am Guru, I am your teacher, yes, but as long as we're in this world, we always have to have some fear for Maya and for losing our faith. Two things, that we lose our faith in all the things that we hold dear to us, headed by Guru, the holy name, all these things. And the other one is that we lose our faith we lose our faith in Maya. We let our guard down and think that, oh, yes, Maya can't touch me. So in this world, we will be very cautious and follow carefully, avoiding the unfavorable. And we have, in the case of Lokanath Das Goswami, Paramahamsa, Vaishnava here, but he did not want to associate with anybody in case the conversation will be drawn into mundane things, which I know none of you will ever be drawn into any mundane association. But, we have the examples of Lokanath Das Goswami, so we can say, oh, he's a Paramahamsa. Why he will not allow others to mix with him. But there we are. It's also an indication of the different natures of devotees. But we ourselves will be very careful about the unfavorable, very careful about the favorable, very careful about our 6 enemies, very careful to associate with devotees properly. Does this sound familiar? Is there any book where we may find these? Anybody can say? Okay, Chinmoy Defu can say, Jivana can say. Yes, thank you very much. Oh, Bimala Didi, very happy to see that you're joining some of the Italian broadcasts on Facebook. Villa Govinda in Italy, they're broadcasting religiously in Italy time. Ooh, what time? 6:45, is that correct? Or 7:45 in the morning and 6:15 in the evening. Is that correct? No, 7:15. Okay, 7:15 in the evening and 7:45 in the morning, Italy time.
Yeah.
And Jivana, we see that. And Praneshwari Devidasi also, Maha Mantra's mum. She comes and joins us. Please join us. It is in Italian. It's in English and Italian.
Italiano, sì, bello, grazie tante. Thank you, Maharaj, for your blessings.
Tutte grazie.
We need blessings to carry on our seva with enthusiasm, with strength, with commitment. All blessings from the Vaishnavas.
Okay, Bimala, please tell us one tip from you, how to avoid the unfavorable things.
How to avoid the favorable things?
Unfavorable.
Unfavorable. We always avoid the unfavorable by asking and praying from our heart to Gurudeva. Please, Gurudeva, help me. Please, Vaishnavas, help me. Don't abandon me. Here I am. I need your blessings. And then all of a sudden, they all disappear. All. They all vanish. All the obstacles vanish. That's Maharaj, desperate mood. Desperation. Okay. Desperation mood.
Magnificent. You have given very clear and focused advice for us all.
This is for me advice, Maharaj, for me. We need to hear from each other, because when we hear from each other, our heart acknowledge and then he becomes part of us. You see, so it's through the heart of the Vaishnavas that magic is happening.
Okay.
So, Haribol!
Haribol. Okay, Bhima, thank you very much.
Grazie.
And because you're there with also one of our long-time practitioners of Krishna consciousness who knows well the tricks of the trade, then we can ask to Divya Shakti also. One
Yeah.
piece of advice, Divya Shakti, to avoid the unfavorable.
Yes.
I always associating with the Vaishnavas, with the devotees, and avoid mundane things that we all have very difficulty to do, like we like to, like, this is me, hear music and things like that. But if we hear everything in relationship to the Lord and to Guru, then we can be protected, you know. So that's how you avoid the unfavorable, by always engaging in service, chanting Hare Krishna, following the instructions of Gurudev, giving honor to others. All these things, we can avoid the unfavorable by following Gurudev's instructions. So, yeah, I have a hard time with the music thing, the entertainment thing, because I love music and songs. So we can use everything for his satisfaction, for his pleasure in our consciousness, then that's a good thing to always do.
So how do you use the regular music for Krishna satisfaction? Give us this tip.
Oh, how do I use it for Krishna satisfaction?
Mm-hmm.
By putting Gurudev and the Lord in the foremost of my mind. I don't, you know, it's like you can use it in service for, I don't know how you could use it in service actually, but sometimes it helps me to just relax.
Actually, Bhakti Lalita, she makes that point. She plays some like gentle music,
Yeah.
but she puts it on when she's replying to letters and stuff, and she says,
Yeah.
helps me
Yeah.
to concentrate. So
Yeah.
yes. I'm not
Sometimes
sure if that applies to punk and rap music, whether that's going to help.
no. Certain types of music. And, you know, and the whole entertainment field, you know, a lot of devotees are attracted to that. So we know that everything comes from Krishna and he's the source of everything. And Lord Chaitanya is the best dancer and all these things. So if we always have Krishna in the back of our mind, then we can be safe and, you know, on that safe track, you know. But knowing that he's a supreme enjoyer and everything is for his pleasure, if we always keep these things in our mind and we remember the scriptures and the shastras, you know, we can try to, you know, get rid of those desires, you know, and listen to higher things, and then, you know, listen to the bhajans and the songs and read the things of that nature. So
Okay.
that's what I try to do. I try to do that.
Divya, very good. And for everybody who doesn't know about Divya, she's actually from Broadway, but she won't want me to tell you. She's from Broadway. She became a devotee from Broadway, had all those things of that life. So she's allowed to listen to some things that we, not coming from Broadway, maybe don't have.
Don't say that. Oh my God.
Hare Krishna.
Hi, Gurudeva.
All right. And the other thing in response, or like leaving the unfavorable, just go through the unfavorable items and you'll see that actually what is being taught there is Paramahamsa Dharma. The Paramahamsa, what is he doing or she doing? They're taking the milk from the mixture of the milk and water. So we are to filter out the unwanted things and accept the things which are good for us. And so none other than Rupa Goswami means none other than Mahaprabhu himself, speaking through Rupa Goswami, gave the Upadeshamrita that Jivana mentioned. So we can go there and we can see what is unfavorable. So eating more than necessary or collecting more funds, collecting more things than necessary. Unfavorable.
I don't know if you can collect more funds because you want to get as many funds from so many people as possible. How do you explain that, Maharaj?
Because those funds have to be utilized 150%, if you want to use a Mahananda-ism, 150% in service. This is talking about collecting funds for oneself. What about the eating too much part? How are you going to use that in devotional service, Divya?
Oh, just take prasadam.
Eating too much prasadam.
Take prasadam. I mean, sometimes we have to eat to stay awake, or like if you're driving or something, or you need to eat like if you're out for nourishment so you can do your service, and you offer everything to Gurudev, but you don't want to eat more than you need, than the body needs to function for service.
Okay.
You don't want those
There we are.
cushions. Yes?
Prasadam. So there we are. There's our answer. Prasadam.
Yeah, we want to take prasadam more than anything. But if we don't have Krishna prasadam from the deities, you know, with Tulsi Maharani on it, then we offer everything to Gurudev for his service. Everything should be utilized for his service. I mean, we all know this, so.
Yes. Okay. Number 2, over-endeavoring for mundane things which are difficult to obtain.
Over-endeavoring.
But this again is about mundane things. So actually, Chinmoy's got the point that actually to endeavor for things spiritually, everything has to be Krishna connected. That is the point.
See you.
And
I want to introduce. Do you know him? Have you?
Divya, you can just, I can mute your microphone. I've muted your microphone. Are you asking us questions?
Okay. Vidoy Govinda is here also. Come.
I thought it was Vidoy Govinda. I only saw half a face. I'll have to make you bigger.
He's
Wait,
sitting here listening to you.
Okay, I'm going to make you big so I can see you. Okay, now I've got you big on the screen. I thought it was you. And you look so clean and tidy and, gentleman, Hridoy Govinda Prabhu.
He is.
Thank you, Maharaj.
He is.
You're looking quite well also.
Oh, well, I'm in the dark. I'm in the dark. I have to put more light here. Okay, Hridoy Govinda, very welcome. So we're talking about how to utilize things properly, the Paramahamsas can do, and the guidelines we've got of not overeating or over-endeavoring for mundane things, not to over-endeavor mundane things, not to talk unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. You see, the Paramahamsas won't do that. They just leave it to the side. Only they're talking mundane matters when it is for some purpose of the affection of to gain some relationship with a person, to tell them about Krishna. And we heard the Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He met with somebody and the devotees were surprised that they were talking, simple matters about somewhere perhaps where he previously stayed. But they saw that it was Srila Saraswati Thakur being friendly with that person in order that they can, in order that he can introduce something of the Krishna conscious conception to them. So we saw that with Gurudev, and we saw that with Guru Maharaj to a certain degree. He would ask about the particular countries, etc., the devotees came from sometimes. But in general, avoiding the the mundane matter conversations of which the world is flooded. And then number 4, practicing the scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations. That sounds like Paramahamsa Dharma to me. And number 5, associating, the unfavorable, associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness, only for the purpose of giving association, giving an opportunity for them to make a donation or to do something, to gain some sukriti. That's the only purpose that they will associate with the mundane persons. And number 6, being greedy for mundane achievements. There we are. And we are not Paramahamsas. Paramahamsa means, well, Hamsa means swan. Swan takes the milk from the water, and Paramahamsa means we don't have wings. So we are Paramahamsa, the supremely swan-like person, like that nature. And Braja Mohini has joined us too, quietly came into our gathering. Jai Braja Mohini Devirasi. The trick for harmonious dealings with the world actually has been given by Bimala, given by Divya Shakti, and given in the whole discussion that we're having about accepting the favorable, rejecting the unfavorable, and seeing the Lord's hand behind everything, that everything is happening by the mercy of the Lord. And even the unfortunate situations we get into in the world, externally unfortunate, we need to take as our message, as our instructions in some way or another to help us to see Krishna's hand behind everything. And of course, Kunti Devi, the prayers of Queen Kunti are our, if you like, classic example. That she's praying, oh, when there were so many difficulties, I remembered you, dear Krishna, intensely. But when those difficulties passed, then now I'm a little complacent and forgetting you. So I'm not sure if we really will be so confident to pray for difficulties, but when they do come, then may we approach them in the proper mood. And one thing I can say, never with blame to others. And you can say this is something that Srila Guru Maharaj instilled in us, instilled in the devotees who came at a time of great turbulence within the ISKCON mission back in 1982. When we came to Guru Maharaj, many devotees sort of had a mood of, accusing others or something else amongst the leadership for their situation. And Srila Guru Maharaj, he kind of cut that immediately right at the beginning when it would be suggested, and said, we cannot put any blame on anybody. Everything is due to our own previous matters, something we've had to go through. So even in the most unfortunate and devastating circumstances, Guru Maharaj showing not to put blame on others. Therefore, because of them, no, we have to adjust from ourselves to that environment. And everything is happening by the sanction of Krishna for our benefit. And sometimes we need a bit of a chastisement, and sometimes we get the candy. And Gurudev was very generous with the candy sometimes. Hare Krishna. From Praneshwari Devi Rasi to everyone, in the holy name of the 10 offenses to be avoided, says, cast away the 10 offenses. Forget your honor or dishonor. So this is Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj speaking. Cast away the 10 offenses. Forget your honor or dishonor. take only what you need in this world to keep body and soul together, and go on chanting the holy name of Krishna. Accept all that is favorable for devotion to Krishna, abandon all that is unfavorable. Hare Krishna. Yes. And actually, there's that very beautiful 11th verse in Gurudev's composition about the 10 offenses, in that same 10 holy name and 10 offenses to be avoided. So I can see Praneshwari is finding it just now. Maybe you can read for us the translation of the 11th verse, and it's in poem, almost in poetry form, and it is very good for us. It's so encouraging for us. If only we can leave the 10 offenses, which is the big obstacle in our chanting of the holy name of the Lord, then this result will come, as we'll hear from Praneshwari Devidasi now. You have it? Praneshwari, do you have? No? Oh, if not, I can have quite quickly.
I have it open, but my computer just froze. I have the contents, but I cannot open it.
Okay. So in this Harinama Maha Mantra Sava Mantra Sa, of all the mantras of the Lord, all the names of the Lord, all the mantras, the topmost is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So if we go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, Hari Nama Maha Mantra. Okay, I've got it. And so Gurudev is giving a composition in verse form of all of the 10 offenses against the holy name. And then the last verse is so promising and sweet that sometimes we repeat this verse 2 or 3 times when we're singing. We go through this. E dasha aparada korya vajana Jaina Janna Kore Harinama Sankirtana Apurva Shri Krishna Prema Labhya Tare Hoy Nama Prabhu Tara Hride Nitya Vilasoy. Casting off these 10 offenses, leaving no exception, those pure souls who chant the name in holy congregation, the miracle of love for Sri Krishna, they will surely savor. The name divine himself will shine within their hearts forever. Casting off these 10 offenses, leaving no exception, those pure souls who chant the name in holy congregation, the miracle of love for Krishna, they will surely savor. The name divine himself will shine within their hearts forever. So sweet. So sweet. And when it's in poetry form, sometimes things stick in our mind a bit better too. And I have some good news that our dear Mahayogi, who was a resident of California, San Jose, and helped substantially with the book Search for Sri Krishna, Sri Guru and His Grace, etc., that came from San Jose, guardian of devotion. He is a very literary person, as we know, and he is rendering Prema Dharma Deva Stotram in English in poetry form. And
or sometimes it seems like it's easier to remember the Sanskrit verse than to even remember the translations.
probably, please say the first part again.
Sometimes it seems easier to remember the Sanskrit verse than the English translation.
Aha. Trinad api sunichena aroriva sahishnuna amanina manadina kirtanya sada harihi. If only we could remember that translation and do it in our lives. But yes, now Mahayogi Prabhu, he's making this Premadama Deva Stotram, and in consultation with Goswami Maharaj. So he's trying, and not only trying, Goswami Maharaj is impressed that he's keeping the accurate meaning while making it into poetry. And actually, there's very few people in the world who can really do that. By making things into poetry form, then something is diluted of the content. So Goswami Maharaj is actually impressed, and a few adjustments. It's on version whatever it is, but it's getting pretty close. And we've already got a little gentle video background just with the lotus, gentle video background to go with it, because the plan is actually quite soon that he's going to, when it's finalized, the final dotting the dots, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. When that's finalized, but it's quite close, then we'll have this to share. And really, it's very sweet. Why did we say that? Oh, because of the poetry of this, yes. Mahaprabhu's condensed Leela in like good poetry form, in following Guru Maharaj's conception, means the Premadama Deva Stotram. It's so wonderful. Hare Krishna. And something, and I know everybody may not want to hear this, but something which really we see is like 100% consistent throughout the whole of the scripture, the lectures and everything else, is we have to be sense controlled. The very beginning, and so many places, it is just that we just were reading this in Chaitanya Charitamrita about all the ecstatic, loving symptoms and everything. But then, after so many things, just basically one verse was saying, one who can't control their senses will cannot ever have access to these things. So, again and again we come to this, and in the Prema Vivata of Jagadananda Pandit, he kind of keeps coming back to this again and again. If you want association of Mahaprabhu, if you want that higher plane, then you must be sense controlled. So, this actually is something which we really have to see in our life. We should be sense controlled. Again, accepting the favorable, rejecting the unfavorable. And the very first verse of that extremely important scripture, which is quoted throughout, Upadeshamritam, 11 verses, the very first verse, control the urge to speak, the mind, anger, the tongue, the belly, the genitals. Why Rupa Goswami, why Mahaprabhu is giving this stress at the beginning? So we can say that is within the favorable, and in every case you will see that the Paramahamsas, they will never be out of control. Rather, you see the description of Raghunath Das Goswami's vows also, beyond just like controlling the senses, but the vows he makes, described like the etching, like the engraving in stone. Like what's engraved in stone, it doesn't get washed away in a storm or anything else. It's there. So like the lines engraved in stone or marble, then his life vows, practices were like that. And we need to aspire for that. We need to keep this as one of our ideals. Start with the basics, as always. Upadeshamritam. And you see Sharanagati. I don't know if any of you did go all the way through Sharanagati, but I know we did suggest it as a good thing to do. And we did here. We went through from beginning to end. Every day, I think may have missed one day. Oh dear. But otherwise, every day, we did do 1 or 2 verses, starting at the very beginning of Sharanagati of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, going through there. And there you see his you can say, foundation, or what he's illuminating in many of these verses are the verses of Upadeshamritam. And in Srila Guru Maharaj's Prapanajivanamritam, there you see that every verse of Upadeshamritam is quoted, I think, I'm pretty sure, every verse is quoted somewhere throughout the Prapanajivanamritam of Srila Guru Maharaj, the life nectar of the surrendered souls. When we read the transcripts and the books of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, again and again we're seeing these slokas coming. So they're so important for us. From beginning to end, from let's be civilized human beings, controlling our senses, controlling our animal instincts, let's be civilized human beings, all the way to, well, the highest place, the highest conception, the highest plane of existence. That is being given in those last 3 verses. So everything given there. But it is so it's a consistent thread throughout the preaching, the teaching, the life of the great souls, Upadeshamritam. So Jivana's pointing out Upadeshamritam to us this morning, this evening. This is very good. 11 verses, make it our friend. And I don't know what the modern publication is, but I remember getting that book also the very early days in Krishna consciousness. And the publication from the BBT had Rupa Goswami's Bhajan Kutir. Was it Bhajan Kutir or his Samadhi Mandir? I thought it was his Bhajan Kutir on the front of the book. And actually, right now, if we look on vedabase.com, vedabase, or .io it is now.
I think it says Samadhi, Maharaj.
Is it his Samadhi?
I mean, I think it says Samadhi, but it'd be good to know. I don't know for sure, certain.
Yeah, I'm on that front page. I'm just trying to find where is the Upadeshamritam. Oh, all books, click all books. All right, sorry, a little detour. Oh, right. Oh, it is his Samadhi because the tree is on the left. Oh, it doesn't have a picture. It doesn't have a bigger picture. It just has that picture that's on the front cover here. Yeah, so I remember getting that book at a very young age, and it was like a dream that ever we would have darshan of this place. Yeah, the tree is on the left. And I expect it is a Samadhi with blue skies behind, you see, and no building behind. This picture is taken quite some time ago. But it was such a, like a impossible dream that, oh, Rupa Goswami's Bhajan Kutir, Rupa Goswami's Samadhi, Radha Kund, Shyama Kund, Giriraj, Govardhan Hill, Vrindavan. Then, of course, not even before that, we can say rather than then, Navadeep, Mahaprabhu's appearance place, the places of Srivas Thakur, the places of Mahaprabhu's pastimes. All these were like an impossible dream for us. But now we can relate to the places in the world which are, you know, that you can say the cover of these things, which are covering, but which are all taking place there. But still, it is our impossible aspiration to achieve actual darshan, actual like revelation of those places. Because it's consciousness, we're on the conscious journey. And the master of parikramas is Jai Kumar Prabhu. He is a parikrama enthusiast. Where are you, Jai Kumar? Oh, I saw little Krishna. I saw your son there. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let us hear you say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Jai Kumar Prabhu, maybe he's not there right now. Charu did his husband. He's, I mean, such an affectionate, enthusiastic leader of parikramas. He's taken us to so many holy places, and being with him, everybody must be enthusiastic. His enthusiasm brushes off. That is the power of good association. And Gurudev used to do those parikramas in South India. And with Jai Kumar, we tried to retrace some of Gurudev's steps, the places he went to, the places of Mahaprabhu's pastimes, and some of those places which directly is described by Gurudev, that the lotus, the footprints were established, Mahaprabhu's footprints established by Srila Saraswati Thakur and his servitors. Some of those places, those footprints, they're lost. The priests can't even tell us where they are, which, I mean, really is very sad. Oh, Jai Kumar Prabhu's manifested his form with us.
Dandavad Maharaj, Dandavad Maharaj.
Dandavat, we're chanting your glories as the affectionate, the most affectionate, enthusiastic parikrama leader.
No, not at all. Not like you, Maharaj, only by your holy association.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. I'm getting enthusiasm from your holy association when we go on parikrama.
Always eager to have parikrama with you, Maharaj. Krishna also.
Govinda, Govinda. And then one time, we were in Utti, is where your home was before, right? What was the name? Yeah. Utti. We visited Jai Kumar's home in Utti when he moved to South India. And then from his home, you can walk straight into the forest. And then this wasn't exactly a pilgrimage. And then we walked, you were with us, right? We walked to the top of the mountain, and it's the highest mountain in Tamil Nadu. And we walked on the footpaths with our map on the phone, the footpaths, and we saw nobody except the village people in the middle of the forest. They were collecting something, I do not know what they were collecting.
It was a great expedition.
Yeah, but then we had gone these footpaths to go to the highest place in Tamil Nadu. Then when we got right to the top, then there was a big fence all around. And what we found was, there was a big fence all around and so many people inside. And what we found was that on the other side of the hill, there's a road which looked on my map just like a footpath, like a track. But they made a road, and they made it so you had to pay money to go to the top of the hill. So we climbed under the fence and then got caught by the security guards. Like, they're thinking we're trying to get in without paying. We didn't even know anything like, we got to the top of the hill. So some of our adventures were maybe not exactly a pilgrimage, but we had lots of adventures during the time. Jai Kumar Prabhu, you are born a devotee. Tell us how to remain a devotee throughout our lives. Give us a tip.
I am a fallen soul, Maharaj. I am a fallen soul.
Okay, then how did you manage to be a devotee all your life? Because we are fallen souls. We want to hear also.
Only by mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas.
All right. I think you've been listening to Bimala. This was Bimala's advice to us before, to, in desperation, take shelter of the Vaishnavas and Guru. All right. And Jai Kumar Prabhu, any question from you? Or anything from you? Just tell us something. We are trying to remember how to utilize everything in Krishna, and how to adjust the rejection of the unfavorable when, to a Paramahamsa, everything is seen as favorable. Would you like to give a little comment for us? Share something.
Oh, I have no capacity to give comment, Maharaj. Always eager to have association of the devotees.
Okay. The sum and substance, and that's Gurudev's answer. Is actually all from many questions. It is the first thing is association with devotees, then Then how to associate with devotees. That comes up again in Upadeshamritam, the 6 methods of loving association with the devotees. And then how to give proper respect. The devotee somebody who's chanted the Krishna's name but may not be initiated, then we're giving respect. Somebody who's initiated, we give our obeisances. Somebody who is 24 hours a day chanting and engaged in service, who is that kind of a pure devotee, very rare. That kind of devotee, we will surrender to, do everything for, and serve wholeheartedly. And then the next verse of Upadeshamritam, telling us, stressing to us, not to see the faults in devotees, not to notice. Maybe obvious that some fault is there. It's obvious that there's foam and bubbles in the Ganges in the monsoon season, but disregarding completely, fully bathing in the Ganges. So this is the Vaishnavas. Maybe some obvious things, but disregard. It's not entering into our section of disgust or criticism or anything. But okay. But the devotee. So then 3 verses out of 11, 3 verses dedicated to our proper association with the devotees. We are hearing always that the devotee association is necessary at every step. And then we are hearing there 3 out of 11. That's almost a quarter. That's 4, 3. Oh, it's over a quarter. More than a quarter of those verses, those essential verses, are how to associate with the Vaishnavas. And service, service, service. Connection is through service. And Chinmoy Prabhu, you can give your own little commentary about the Paramahamsa's view and how we will view things.
Well, I'm reminded of this one video where I saw Gurudev, the conception of Paramahamsa Dharma. And in several instances, I see this always with Gurudev. But he would see a mundane billboard on the road, and it would say, every time is tea time. And what is Gurudev thinking? Every time is chanting time.
Uh-huh.
So he's always thinking like that. One time a veterinarian came to talk to Gurudev about the dogs, that dogs weren't doing well. And the veterinarian was telling him, you're keeping them together all the time. You can't do that. You have to separate them, and then they'll be more eager to be together. And Gurudev is thinking, yes, we need separation from our master. So everything that's coming to him, he's thinking, he's relating it somehow to Krishna, to his guru.
And the big billboard on VIP Road that we drive up and down many days, then saying, the Daily Telegraph, unputdownable. This is our scripture, especially Chaitanya Charitamrita, unputdownable. And this one, I don't know how to make this one Krishna conscious, but there was a very amusing, big hoarding, not exactly, on the opposite side of the river from Howrah railway station. Then there was a junction, and it's a T junction. So it's a T junction on the road, and it's those Calcutta roads. So, I mean, if you want to call it a road, that's up to you. Anyway, the T junction. So you see right in front of you, this big hoarding, and literally it's saying, engine oil, the best for cooking. In big letters, and then a little bit down, it's the brand of the engine oil, and it's got a steam engine is the logo. But engine oil, best for cooking, honestly. So I'm not sure how to make that Krishna conscious, except just see how influenced we are by the environment. Maybe they did it on purpose because advertising is there to make us remember things. Hey, I see a hand. Oh, Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Shipat Puri Maharaj, our new Ecuadorian sannyasi there in Sokel Seva Ashram. Maharaj, you look as you are meant to be. This looks like you are meant to be. Always you are meant to be a sannyasi. And now you are sannyasi, Maharaj. I don't know if we can hear you. Is the speak? We can't hear you for some reason.
Now.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yeah, now it's okay. Yeah.
Maharaj, please share with us something, how we can be a devotee and think like a devotee all the time, instead of allowing mundane things to come. Please help us.
I don't know. just, just I'm following the Gurudev's, the Swami Guru Maharaj instructions. I don't know. Yeah, I'm doing right, and I don't know, but I like what I am doing.
Jai, this sounds like a good advice to us all, Maharaj. Good advice to us all. Follow the process. And again, we've been mentioning Upadeshamritam, the verse where Rupa Goswami is saying that we follow the practice gradually, day by day by day, and gradually our disease goes, and then we come to relish, we come to appreciate the holy name and what we're doing. So here is our example. Sripad Puri Maharaj ki jai. And Maharaj, our obeisances, respect to
Jai
you,
Madhusudan
affection.
Maharaj, Dandavas. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Are they feeding you nicely?
Yeah. I'm getting fat.
Yeah, becoming a big Swami. You look healthy. You look well, Maharaj. We're happy to see that.
Yeah. Well, I was in the hospital 10 days ago.
Oh, no.
I got surgery for my hernia.
Oh, no, Maharaj. Nobody told us. Oh,
No?
dear. But now better.
Yeah, now it's better. And Friday, I have the appointment with the surgeon to check what the things are going. But I feel good. I never take a pill for pain. Never. No, I don't take anyone. I feel good.
Jai. Maharaj, very happy to see you there and to know that you're still there, but unhappy you had surgery, but good that it's better. Maharaj, please, you continue happily to help nourish the Vaishnavas there, along with our dear Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj, who's, I know now, staying in his room very much out of caution of the virus, which is a good caution because his lungs are not strong, so he must take care.
I was, since I live in Shingapali, all the time I was exposed. But I think that one good thing was Ishwari Didi from Spain, Srila Charyadev disciple. She gave me some good Ayurvedic medicine. I was exposed in my flight from Calcutta to Jaipur, Delhi, Delhi to San Francisco. I went 3 times to the hospital, and this environment is not safe, but still I feel good.
And you had the time.
And they made me COVID test and was negative. I think Krishna is protecting me.
Of course, Maharaj, by the protection of Krishna and Guru.
Okay, nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Jai.
Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai.
All right. So for today, now our Australian workers have gone back to work. Oh, we lost them, but they've gone back. They are working. And for those of you who don't know, that Abhinava Sundar, he is the employee of Rupanuga Prabhu. So they both were taking time off work, just see. So Rupanuga and Abhinava Sundar, they are master and servant in the regular world. But you see, they're doing for devotional things and helping the Dham so much and doing so many things there. And giving association. I've been in their workplace in Yukai, a little village, and dressed completely like this. People coming in, we tell them about Krishna. And there's a funny bunch of people living around there. It's the countryside of Australia.
Dandavas Maharaj, nice to see you.
All right, Maharaj, Dandabat. So if any urgent last thing from anybody, you please may say. Maybe Shakira might like to say a word or two. She's from South Africa, for those who've joined you a little bit later, the same time zone as here in Italy. And she's joining us for the first time today. She watches the Infinity Media, Goswami Maharaj, etc. happily. Would you like to make a little contribution, Shakira?
Hare Krishna, Maharaj, and all devotees. I think while being in the material world, we also have to go to work and associate with everybody. It does become a little bit tricky because you're not associating with devotees all the time. So being so new, I think what I'm trying to do on my own is like chant, even in my mind or constantly, or and try and get as much association as possible, even if it's online, which is now with the COVID and the lockdowns and stuff. So that helps. But for myself, I think just knowing how harsh actually the material world can be gives me I think that's the reason why I want to associate so much, and I want to take Krishna consciousness seriously. And with this whole pandemic, if I did get, what I'm trying to say is that if my life had to end at any moment, what actually did I prepare for? So I think personally that's the mood that I'm taking, and I just hope that I can constantly be in association and in Krishna consciousness.
Hare Krishna. And you've come to the place where we have taken the shelter of Srila Prabhupada and of Srila Sridhar Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj, who is Srila Govinda Maharaj, who is Srila Sridhar Maharaj's successor. This we know very clearly from the talks of Srila Prabhupada, the transcriptions, the audio tapes, etc. of Srila Prabhupada, how this is what he wanted for us to do. And so many came to Srila Sridhar Maharaj, but due to various reasons, some stayed, some went back, some left, all sorts of things have happened over the years. But it is not a matter of our judgment, but it is a matter of Srila Prabhupada, who's introduced us all, that here is a safe shelter, the safe place to continue our guidance that Srila Prabhupada has brought to the world. And so we've come to his lotus feet, and in the course of so many years, we've been protected by, first, of course, Srila Prabhupada and his books, his teaching, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, his personal presence, his teaching, his talks, Srila Govinda Maharaj, then all the way through. So for many years, all the way to 2010, you can say, we've been really under the shelter of the Paramahamsas, those who really are not trying to be devotees. They are from the pure world coming to us to bring us up. So we're all trying to represent them to some extent. It is sweet, it is safe, and if only we can hold on, then we have the most wonderful opportunities. So very welcome, and this is part of the family that you're with today. A varied bunch of souls, but all are good souls.
Thank you.
All right. So from my side, I have to move on a little bit. Things are going on. The day's already started. And I'm sure from your side, your mornings and evenings and other parts of the days are also moving on because it's the nature of the world. Okay, Tarun Krishna, little Tarun Krishna, look after your mom and dad. You got to serve your mom and dad. They are serving Guru and Krishna. This way, you are serving nicely to Guru and Krishna. And Gurudev will be happy to see you growing up. Good boy.
Dandavad,
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna.
Dandavad.
Dandavad, Maharaj. So happy to
Oh.
see you, Maharaj.
Happy to have you with us. And I'm just recently, Paramanand asking about you. Did we hear any more? I said no.
Oh.
But I'll
Please
let him
convey
know.
our Dandavats to Param Prabhu and all Chinmay devotees also. And
Okay, I shall. Paramanand is always remembering you. I mean, really, you're part of the family, his family, our family.
Eager to have your personal association, Maharaj.
Well, you have it over Zoom. Who knows when India or anywhere else is going to open up? It's a crazy world. We don't worry about that. We're happy to be with each other as we can. And by heart, just see.
Jai.
Jai
Dandavad,
Shri
Kumar Prabhu. Dandavad, Turu Didi.
Dandavad Didi, Divashakti Didi. Dandavad.
Nice to see you.
Send Dandavat to all of the windows of the
Yes,
Zoom
happy
screen.
to see the family.
All right, and this week, Praneshwari Didi, oh, you were very quiet. I didn't give you much of an opportunity this week, but you gave the contribution of the slokas, of the comments of Guru Maharaj, etc., Guru Dev, etc. And we know you're there looking after us.
He's doing
Praneshwari
so
is
much.
our mother. She's like our motherly figure for our Zoom class at the moment.
He's amazing.
Thank you, Maharaj.
All right. Jai Shri Guru Dev Shri Bhakti Sunda Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Shri Bhakti Rakha Kshira Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswata Acharya Brinda ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Oh, and Braja Mohini Didi, you were the quietest of all. I'm sorry we didn't give you an opportunity to speak. Next time, Braja Mohini, give us one tip before we all go off to our various activities. Give us one tip.
Chant Hare Krishna and be happy.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
All right. And all glories to all the assembled devotees, and all glories to all the devotees worldwide. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari. Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranam.
Jai Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhusudana Maharaj ki.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Okay, I leave Praneshwari, I leave you with you.